In the video today, we are going to be writing linear equations in slope-intercept form. And when you write a linear equation in slope-intercept form, you have to have two things. You have to have the slope, and you have to have the y-intercept. Sometimes they will give you what the slope is and what the y-intercept is, and that makes it very easy to write the equation. In other cases, they just give you a couple points and tell you to write the equation, or sometimes they will just give you some intercepts and tell you to write the equation. But we're going to start off with the beginning part here. And this example gives us the slope, and it also gives us the y-intercept. So therefore, all we need to do is just plug those values in, substitute those values in for m and b. So for m, we're going to plug in the value of -3, and for b, we plug in the value of +2. And we go ahead and fill out the rest of the equation. Y is equal to -3x plus 2. And we have a linear equation in slope-intercept form that has a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of +2. Looking at this example, it's also giving us the slope and the y-intercept. So the slope is 3/4. So I'm going to write that below the m. And the y-intercept is a +8. So we put that below b. Bring everything else that needs to be in the equation down, x, y, and the equal sign. So we have y is equal to 3/4 x plus 8. That would be your linear equation in slope-intercept form. If we have decimals, it's still the same. The slope is going to be -0.28, which that would be -28 hundredths. And the y-intercept is going to be a +4.7, a +4 7/10. Bring everything else we need down into the equation, and we have y is equal to -0.28x plus 4.7. This next example here, we have a line graph on a coordinate plane, and we have to write the linear equation in slope-intercept form for this. So first thing, we should calculate the slope. So let's calculate the slope here. If we're going to use the slope, we probably can use that point, and we could use that point. We know it also crosses exactly there, and it looks like it crosses right here at all those points. So let's go ahead and do our slope. Our slope. So our change in y, on top is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that went down, so that's a -4. Our change in x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that went to the right, so that's a +8. We know that since we have a negative divided by a positive, we're going to get a negative. And 4/8, we know 4 goes into both of those numbers. 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 8 twice. So our slope is -1/2. And we could have also found that by saying the change in y here was 1. The change in x was -2 because we went to the left. And m was negative 1 over 2, change in y over change in x. So both of those slopes are the same. As long as you use points on the line, you're going to get the same slope no matter which 2 points you use. Now, the second part to our equation that we are going to need is going to be b. It's going to be the y-intercept. So if we look right here, it's where the line crosses the y-axis. Let me erase some of this stuff that we used for slope. That point is where the line crosses the y-axis, and that point is going to be 0, 3, and therefore the y-intercept is a positive 3. So let's take our values that we've just found and plug those into the equation. So we have y is equal to m. In our case that we have for this line, the slope is going to be negative 1/2. X plus b, and b is a positive 3. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3 is the equation of the line that you see on the graph. Now the equation of this line, we're going to work it the same way. Let's calculate a slope. It looks like it's going to cross at these points. You can pick any 2 points you want. I will choose this point here. So our m is a change in y over a change in x. So our change in y went down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's went down 4. Put that on top of our fraction. And our change in x is going to the left 1, 2 spaces. So we have negative 4 over negative 2, and we know a negative divided by a negative will give us a positive, and we know that 2 goes into both of those numbers. So 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice, and this will reduce to 2. Our next step is to calculate our y-intercept. Let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff for slope. And our y-intercept is the point that I left on the graph. It looks like it's a positive 2. We will put that over here beside our y-intercept. And now let's write our equation. Y is equal to, our slope in this case is right here, is the positive 2. Y is equal to 2x plus b, and b is also a positive 2. So we have y is equal to 2x plus 2. And that is the equation of the graph that you see. That is the equation of the line that you see there on the graph. How about you try this one on your own? Pause the video for a moment, try it on your own, and I will work out the solution here in one moment. Alright, we're going to calculate slope here. That point right there is the y-intercept, so we can go ahead and write that down. B is equal to a positive 2. And we need to calculate slope. So the change in y is negative 2 over the change in x, which is 1, 2, 3, which is positive 3. So we need to write the equation. The equation, y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2 is the equation for the line that is there on the graph. And here's one more. Go ahead and try this one on your own. See if you can calculate the slope and the y-intercept. Might want to pause the video so you can do that. I'm going to use these 2 points to calculate slope. So m is equal to, let's do a change in y. The numbers for the x-axis are blocking this line that should be right there. You should pay attention to those on your graphs because sometimes they cause a little bit of a confusion. So the change in y, so it has gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's look at a change in x. It has gone over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that was a positive 6 to the right. So let's reduce this. We know negative divided by positive is going to give us a negative. And 6 divided by 6, well, we know 6 goes into 6 one time. So our slope is negative 1. Let's look right here on the line. The line is going to cross the y-axis at that point right there. So that point looks like it goes from the origin. We go down 1, 2, 3. So we went down 3. That would be a negative 3. And we can write our equation. Y is equal to negative 1x minus 3. Remember, we don't need to put the 1 in front of the x. We know it's a 1 there. So y equals negative x minus 3 is the equation for the line that you see on the graph. If you have any questions, stop by and see me, and I will answer those for you. But that is all we have for today on writing linear equations when you're given the slope and the y-intercept. Thank you.